Hello, welcome to A to B's Books. My name is Ryan, and today we will be doing a live version of my weekly recap. I didn't have time to record and edit, but I do have time to stream. So I thought I would do pretty well the same thing I always do with my weekly recaps, but it'll just be live. So it'll be a bit more long form, a little more chaotic and unedited, but otherwise very similar. So let's just get right into it. I have my book releases right here. Oh, okay. So I have two books that were of interest. The first is a new Colleen Hoover that's coming out on the 13th, which is the coming Tuesday. And this one is a thriller. So we'll read the synopsis and then we'll check out ARC ratings, which are not looking so hot, but there's still only 75 of them. So her words used to set the page on fire, but a viral backlash over her latest film adaptation forced Petra Rose to take a hiatus. Resulting in missed deadlines and an overdue mortgage. Branded a fraud and fame-hungry opportunist, she learned the hard way what happens when the internet turns on you. And she's been uninspired to write ever since. This is like, it seems a little autobiographical. Now, with her next suspense novel outlined and savings nearly gone, she retreats to a secluded lakeside cabin, hoping to find inspiration. It's Petra's last-ditch attempt to save her career and herself. Then he shows up. Detective Nathaniel Saint arrives with disturbing news, his presence igniting a creativity in her she thought long since burned out. Petra's words return in a rush, and her fictional cop character begins to mirror the very real cop who's becoming her muse. Their research sessions blur the lines between fantasy and reality. Each glance, every touch, pulls Petra deeper into a world she thought she'd never lose herself in again. She's never felt more alive, but inspiration this powerful comes at a cost. When Saint starts taking his role in her career a little too seriously, Petra is forced to confront the chaos she created. But doing so cost her more than the reputation she's been trying to salvage. The reputation the world wrote for her, the reputation only she can reclaim. So again, I love how a genre is just Colleen Hoover. So it's not very long. It's only 312 pages. And okay, hilarious. Coho is writing fan fiction about herself. Now wild. That's like, it sounds very similar to the fact that like she had a movie come out and it all kind of went a bit haywire for like the whole production and the whole thing. Okay, so 3-star. Didn't dislike it, but it's not my fave of hers. Hard to beat her impressive catalog. Go in expecting a romantic suspense. This is not a thriller. I just don't believe a 5-star, no offense. Wow. Colleen Hoover is back, baby. I want to read the bad reviews. Or I guess like a 3-star is the most kind of even-keeled. Based on the marketing, I went into this book expecting a thriller like Verity. This is definitely a romantic suspense, and I wish it had been marketed as that, so my expectations were set appropriately. Okay, so basically this is not a thriller book. I was going to say I'll enter the giveaway, but it's US only. Ew, I'm so excited I may vomit. Okay, so that is Verity, or sorry, oh my God. That is Women Down by Colleen Hoover. We'll see how it goes. Currently, it stands at a 3.6. And then the other one that was interesting is called Is This a Cry for Help? By Emily R. Austin. And she wrote, oh no, sorry, that's a different book. That comes out next week, the thing I was trying to say. Okay, so Darcy's life turned out better than she could have ever imagined. She's a librarian at the local branch while her wife, Joy, runs a bookbinding service. I find bookbinding very satisfying to watch, so that's pretty cool. Between the two of them, there is no more room on their shelves with their ample book collections, various knickknacks and baubles, and dried bouquets. Rounding out their ideal life is two cats and a sun-soaked house by the lake. Sounds very idyllic. But when Darcy receives the news that her ex-boyfriend, Ben, has passed away, she spirals into a pit of guilt and regret, resulting in a mental breakdown and medical leave from the library. When she returns to work, she is met by unrest in her community and protests surrounding intellectual freedom, resulting in a call for book bans and a second look at the branch's upcoming DEI programs. Through the support of her community, colleagues, and the personal growth that results from examining her previous relationships, Darcy comes into her own agency and the truest version of herself. Is This a Cry for Help? Not only offers a moving portrait of queer life after coming of age, but also powerfully explores questions about sexuality, community, and the importance of libraries. I thought it was interesting. I would actually say that's a really good arc, like, review so far of 4.25, with nearly half of the reviews being 5-star and then the bulk of the rest being 4-star. I just think it's a really topical topic given that like more and more books are getting banned. So yeah. So this is a not so happy review. This person was not impressed. And yeah, it's a meh for, oh, sorry, it's me. Hi, I have a problem with me. Sorry. So as a library worker myself, I'm so impressed by how Emily Austin handled the discussion on censorship, library efforts to mitigate situations, and the library's overall impact on society. Okay, this is a mix of being beat over the head with liberal politics and reminiscing on a compulsive heterosexual relationship while simultaneously dealing with internalized homophobia. Honestly, I'm just looking for more happy lesbian literature. Fair enough. Pure beauty and literary form. Yeah, so I would say for the most part, okay, what's this person saying? Oh, it's got spoilers, so we won't look at that one. I don't want to read like a bottom. Let's go find a 1-star. What are they saying? Sorry if I'm like making you sick with all my scrolling. Okay, here we go. I think the theme of censorship is very important, especially where it intersects with policy dictating how libraries protect our right to intellectual freedoms in the US. But I think it was a mistake to make this a story about protecting the use of PORN in libraries. Oh, geez. I get that it's trying to make a point, but PORN is not safe for everyone, like children and survivors of trauma. People should feel confident that they can, okay, like she defending people doing that? Anyways, that's this book. So those are the 2 books that I thought were interesting. This I think could be, if it continues to get like pretty high ratings, I think it could be a good book club book, because I think it would have a lot of topics for interesting discussions. So those are the 2 new books coming out on the 13th. Yes, we will delete the group. Okay, and then we have 2 book-to-screen adaptations. So the first is People We Meet on Vacation, and this is an Emily Henry book. So it stars Emily Bader, who, what else has she been in? My Lady Jane, which is interesting. Charmed, okay. And nothing else I really know. But I do know him because isn't he the dude from, okay, sorry, I'm getting like Hot Wheels ads. Is he not in the Hunger Games movie? Yeah, okay. Oh, and he's gonna be in Billy the Kid. Oh, that's already a thing. Oh, and he's in the Gilded Agents? Whoa. Oh, but only 1 episode. Yeah, anyways. So I liked him a lot in whatever the Hunger Games book was. Or sorry, the movie. But yeah, this comes out on Netflix January 9th. So that is this Friday. I will 100% be watching it. I actually really didn't love the book, to be honest. I thought it was super predictable and just a little too, this is for my own personal check out later, a little too, I don't know, just meh. Like the romance was whatever. You knew how it was going to end, even though sometimes that's fine. I just, give me something, you know? Anyways, but I think it could be a better movie. So we'll see. And then the second book to screen adaptation is called His and Hers, and it will be on Thursday, January 8th. And it has two pretty big stars. We have Tessa Thompson, who I really like, and then John Barenthal. I actually know him as well, and maybe I know her. But I'm just looking at the rest of the cast. I don't really know anyone else. This is based off of a book, but I don't know much about that book. Oops. So I wanted to go to, there we go. So it is a book by Alice Feeney, and it is a thriller mystery. When a woman is murdered in Blackdown, a quintessentially British village, newsreader Anna Andrews is reluctant to cover the case. Detective Jack Harper is suspicious of her involvement until he becomes a suspect in his own murder investigation. Someone isn't telling the truth, and some secrets are worth killing to keep. So that sounds very good. Let's go see if it is a British production. Does not say, because this segues beautifully into what I was watching recently, and that is Runaway, which I had talked about in my previous weekly recap that it was coming out, and I ended up watching it, and it was amazing. I think I might have even rated it. I don't know. I did mark it as already watched, or did I? No, I have. It was great. I loved it. I binged it in, I want to say, one day. I didn't read the book, so I don't know, like, as an adaptation how it is, but as a TV show, it was so entertaining and interesting. I didn't know what to expect. The characters were super interesting. So I very much enjoyed this. I've also been watching Culinary Class Wars season 2 on Netflix. It is a very fun show. It's just kind of cozy, always makes me hungry, even though I don't eat like 98% of the stuff because I don't eat meat. And a lot of the cuisine has fish and pork and beef. It just all looks so good. So this is a very fun show. If you enjoy either cooking competition shows or Korean reality competition shows, this is a great show. So those are the two things I've been watching. And then I've also been reading Game Changer, which is the first book in the what the heck's it called? Heated Rivalry series, which I was kind of disappointed when I started it and realized that, hey Jen, how are you? Is it similar to Iron Chef? No, I wouldn't say it's similar to Iron Chef, where like they have an hour to cook whatever, and like it's kind of one episode. This is like, I would say, closer to Master Chef, where it starts with 100 contestants. 20 are I would say like the equivalent to like the Gordon Ramsays, the Wolfgang Pucks, the Roy Choi, like all these like amazing chefs that own Michelin star restaurants. And then also 80 kind of lesser known chefs, types of cuisines, kind of backgrounds. A lot of them work in Michelin star restaurants, or honestly have their own Michelin star, which is crazy. And then they dwindle it down, the 80 down to another 20. So then it'll be 20 white coats, which are the like creme de la creme, amazing, well-known, established in their career chefs, versus 20 of the black coats, which are kind of like, I guess, new up and coming or like whatever chefs. And then they compete in all different styles of competitions. And it's just very fun. It's cute. It's cozy. I love it. But yeah. Oh, sorry. I got distracted by your wonderful presence. I was talking about how I was disappointed in Game Changer because I was disappointed when I started Game Changer. I'm not disappointed in the book because I thought I would be reading about the characters that are in the TV show, which I have not started, and I've been waiting to start until I finish the book. But these are two other dudes. And I do know that they exist in the TV show because I've seen who plays them, but it's not Ilya and the main guy, and that's what I wanted. So that's what I've been reading. I'm maybe like 30% of the way through. I enjoy it. It's cute. I'm waiting for the conflict because right now it's just cute, happy, and like breakneck speed. That's probably one of my biggest complaints is like they literally go on like one date and then they're like boyfriend and boyfriend. And I'm just like, okay. And he's like an NHL player. So I'm like, you would think he'd have a bit more discernment about getting into a relationship with someone, but he doesn't. So, but he is inexperienced. So I guess that's part of like why it's okay. I don't know. It's a bit of like a suspend disbelief or suspend belief, whatever it is. Because yeah, it's just a bit much. But I do have one more thing I want to talk about, which is I had called out both Brandon Sanderson and Cassandra Clare for putting out kind of like they both put them out on the exact same day, and they were a compilation of short stories from within their universes. And I thought it was like, I had said, I was like, I think it's a money grab. It just seemed like easy, whatever. But I'm here to say I was wrong. These seem to have very good reviews, both of them. You know, nearly 80% of the reviews that came in from Brandon Sanderson were above 4 stars and above. And oopsie, similar with Cassandra Clare. Hers isn't as strong, but it's still very strong, like a 4. They're both in the 4s. So I think that's great. So yes, I suppose it wasn't a money grab and they know what their fans want. Oh God. Oh my God. What is happening? I hit something. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I was wrong. The Shadowhunters Chronicle number 22 was a success and it was not a money grab. That's all I've got. Oh, that is for me to watch later. But yeah, that's what I have for you this week. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you watching. I have like the blur on and it's very blurry. This coming week, I will continue to read Game Changers and I hope to finish that. I will watch, or I hope to watch the People We Meet on Vacation. And then I think I'll definitely check it out, that His and Hers, but I don't know that I'll check it out this weekend because I do have plans, unfortunately. The reason I was able to binge the other show was because I just like, it was Christmas vacation. So I was like living my best life. But that's all I have. I appreciate you tuning in and I will see you again next time. Goodbye.